morning. Today we're doing something I haven't really done too much. Today I got a new part for the E30. The car is actually warming up right now. Excuse the extreme mess, but today we have a 323 LSD out of a Z3M. So I've had too many diffs for this car already. First diff that I bought was a 410. That diff actually never even made it into the car. Ended up shipping that diff to somebody that lives in freaking Portugal. Then I grabbed a 373 LSD. That was the first diff that I'd actually drove with in this car. It was way too high for my daily driving. It felt fast as hell, but the gears was way too short. Currently have a 293 LSD, but I feel like the car just needs a little bit more pep. So this diff is actually super duper expensive. If you were to look anywhere on my eBay, this diff is like $800 without the cover, since this diff comes with the fancy fin cover in the Z3M. But got this for my boy for a steal. About to take you guys for a small little drive just to, show you guys how the 293 operates, like speed versus on my RPMs. And then we're gonna come back and pull this shit out. Hopefully I have all the tools. I might not have an 8mm hex for the axle bolts. Please ignore the fact that my cluster is lopsided. I got this cluster from my boy. It doesn't have the little fins that screw up, right here, so it's a little tilted. I have another extra cluster that I'm supposed to be swapping in soon, but I just keep choosing not to. So here goes the first gear pull. I'm rolling off in first, then I'm gonna just punch it. That second. Second right now. At 40 miles an hour in third gear, I'm at about 2,500. Alright. Probably gonna have to jump on the highway real quick so I could get up to speed a little bit, show you guys the highway cruising speeds of a 293 LSD paired with a 5-speed ZF trans out of an E36 M3 or 328 IS. Let's do another first gear pull. Let's let this guy go since he's trying to run the light. Like I said, now I'm about to jump on the highway so we can see the highway cruising speeds and like the RPMs and all that good stuff. Second right now. Okay, so cruising, I'm doing 70 and I'm at about, doing 65 and I'm at 2,500 RPMs. Yeah, 65, 2,500 RPM, that's actually not terrible cruising speeds. This guy wants to cut me off for some reason, so go do your thing. Yeah, so, with the new diff, it is gonna be substantially higher, but I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit of gas mileage for a little bit more pep in the step, you feel me? So let's do one more pull, and then we're gonna go home. All right, last pull / launch. Let's rev it up to about 2K, dump it. Oh, got a little squirrely there at the end. Yep, these are all the pull videos for the 293 LSD. I also just realized too, I was supposed to take the diff out of the trunk before I did all of those pulls, just because that diff probably weighs like 70 pounds, so the video is gonna be a little bit biased, but I'm gonna see if I could just throw back in the 293 in the trunk so I get a very accurate comparison. Now, time to get busy. Oh. 293 LSD. Now we got the car in the air. Got my jack stands up. I have the jack just lightly up against the subframe, just in case. Got the jack stands up and the jack for extra safety. So this is the fun part, being up under the car, laying on the ground. First things first, we're gonna take out all these axle bolts. I think it's 6 or 7. 1, 2, 3, yeah. 6 axle bolts on each side. I believe it's an 8mm, which I don't have, but I just happen to have the exact size Allen key, which is amazing. So I'm gonna take these out. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so axles is fully out. This one is also fully out. Now we gotta take these bolts out, which I just started, being to connect the drive shaft to the output flange. I think that's what it's called. Output. These were 17. This was a hex 8, which I actually found. Saved me a shitload of time because I actually had it. Found the hex 8 instead of using the freaking Allen key, so that saved me a whole lot of time. Alright, ooh, we got flash now. Just got out these 4 17s. Out, so now this is a 19, I believe. So yes, I did forget, you have to hold one side. So they're both 17s. They're both 17s or they're both 19s. Both 19, so you have to hold one side so that you can loosen the other side. So now it's coming free. So yeah, I don't know why I thought that these bolts, where's my hand? I thought that these bolts were so much smaller. This is actually a 19. So these two at the bottom, like this one right here, that's a 19 mil. So I'm about to drop those right now. See if I could get an angle of me actually taking this one out. Yeah, it's a great idea to wear glass while you're doing this shit, because man, a little crust and dust is gonna fall on you. This is fun. I don't got no leverage. Make sure that it's on so that you don't strip these, or else your day will be hell. Just punch the trailing arm. God damn it. Of course, the one that I record. Is it on now? Alright, so now that I got these out, well, they're not fully out. I just have them very loose because I don't want the. Basically, I want the diff to stay aligned so I can get out. Where is it? Yeah, it's just these two. These two aren't that hard to take out, but to put them back in, it's very hard to line them up. So I have everything out. Let's go over everything one more time. Got the axles out. Got the flange for the drive shaft. Got those bolts out. I got the diff. It's literally out. All I got is pull it, but like I was saying, I want to keep everything up and aligned. And these two are the last two. It seems very easy to see from here, but think about, you look at it from down here and all you can do is just feel. So I think that also might, I hope that's not a 19 because I don't have a 19 wrench. So let's hope that it's a 17. And exactly like I was hoping it wasn't, it's a 19. So I'm gonna get it as loose as I can with the ratchet. And then I'm gonna take it off to see if I can unscrew it by hand, because if I just keep loosening it like this, then the socket, well then the actual ratchet is gonna be on the body of the car. So let's see how I finagle this. Whew. After a million little baby turns later, all the bolts of the diff are out. All I gotta do is just slide it forward. Oh, go back up, go back up, go back. Oh, shit. No, I just broke the fucking speed sensor. God damn it. So I fucked up. Old diff is out, which is great. But I don't know where I put it, but I forgot to unplug the speed sensor. So it ripped. So now my miles per hour will not work. Very annoying. Gonna have to find a new one. I don't even know how it's gonna go back in, because I'm gonna have to find where the shit unplugs. But for now, let's take these out. These are coming out of the 293, which don't really have any effect on the ratio, but my boy didn't have a 8mm to take it out of his axles. So which side was that? I think they're both the same, but that was the other side. Let's just slap these things in like this. So it took me about an hour to get out the old diff. There it is right there. Well, there they are right there. Taking it out is actually the easy part, believe it or not. Super easy. These are a bitch. So let's stop talking and let's get to it, cause I gotta go to work soon. Got these, well, like three of them line up perfectly. I just gotta raise it so that the top one will catch, but I'm gonna put a nut on this one just so I know that the shit can't fall out. I'll do that right now. All right, now I'm catching these drive shaft bolts. All right, so I did not record me doing any of that because I thought that it was going to be an absolute bitch, but it didn't even take me that long. So let me go in there and show y'all. So like I said I was gonna do, I caught the drive shaft bolts first. Matter of fact, let me swap the. So I just caught these 4 first, just to make it easy for me to line it up. And I came back here, caught the diff mount. Didn't even tighten it, just so that it could be leveled. Caught these 2 bottom ones, like barely, like maybe like 2 or 3 threads each. 1 and 2 came up top, and it was perfectly lined up. So all I gotta do is just go over everything, do a bolt check, because these are loose. I think these could be a slight bit tighter. This is 100% loose. Then I'm gonna try to get the tops as tight as possible, because I don't want anything backing out on me, pause. So I'm gonna go over, do it. First, I'm gonna just tighten up everything that I know is loose. Then I'm gonna do a bolt check on everything else, so I know it's tight. And then I'm about to throw these little things back in, because these should take like 2 minutes. So I'm not even worried about those. But we got LSD. I'm currently spinning the drive shaft. That side spinning. That side spinning. We good. We got a 323 Z3M LSD, my boy. All right, so hold on. Once again, I didn't record myself doing a bolt check. I thought that I was, but I didn't. But LSD has been swapped. Old diff out, new diff in all about 2 hours. So not bad at all. I'm nowhere near any kind of tech, mechanic, none of that. I just got my own tools, that's it. So always gotta make sure everything's working how it should. Nothing's rubbing. Both wheels spinning how they're supposed to. Everything underneath is also lined, is good. Both axles is good. The drive shaft, every output, everything is good. But it sucks because I broke the fucking speed sensor. So now I gotta go find a speed sensor from somewhere. So let's see how that's gonna work. Now it's time to go for a ride and test out this new differential. Yep, broke the damn speed sensor. Well, let me go find a part out. But I'm actually gonna cruise around for a little bit just to warm up the gear oil in the diff, since this diff probably hasn't been driven on in probably a few months. So I'm not gonna beat on it right away. Gotta get everything flowing, you feel me? So gonna just go for a little calm drive, no pulls or nothing, just regular warm-up things. Shit spins so much more now, this is crazy. Like, it's really a big ass difference. Like a super big difference. I'm gonna roll off him first this time and punch it. Nah, this is a super, what? Nah, so it's at about 2K. Let's start slipping the clutch. Nah, this is lit. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, swapping this diff just made me feel like the car got an extra 30-40 horsepower. I know that sounds ridiculous, but the gearing is so much different. Like, it's so much, it's just so much torquey. Like, the car just feels so much better, feels more alive. It's not as aggressive like my old 373 was, because that diff was, the gears was way too short. I feel like this is like the perfect happy medium between a good daily and a fast car. So now the car feels great. I just need some new tires because I'm all doing burnouts and shit. So these shits is pop, bored as hell. But thank you guys again for watching another video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And send this to all of your E30 buddies that might want to swap out a diff so they know what to do. They know how the different ratios will affect them. You know, just spread the love. All right, guys. Thank you. Good night.